Hi, everybody. Welcome to my first live episode of this DIY artist podcast. This is something I'm going to be doing a lot of. And today we are going to be talking about the demise of TikTok and what it means for us all. Let's dive right in. So, as you've all heard in recent weeks, the US government has pretty much gone to war with TikTok and they've made some pretty big demands. Otherwise, they're going to ban it and all of that stuff. Now, I must say, quick caveat, I've got lots of stuff going on in the house at the moment. There's loads of kids in the house and stuff. So, I have to find the time to do it. That is now, if you hear children in the background, don't worry about it. Right. So what we're going to be doing is sort of looking at, first of all, why this came about. I mean, I've got some notes over here. Initially, it was a response to the US government basically thinking it's a national security threat, and they're worried about what I think is ByteDance or Dance Byte, the company that owns TikTok. They're worried about what they're going to be doing with all of the data that they are collecting from all of their users. So obviously that's a concern. Although I would argue there's probably a lot of American companies and UK companies and companies from all over the world probably misusing the data that they collect from us. So I don't know where I sit on that. And also then there's the argument of freedom of speech and people should be able to use whatever they want to use. And if they've consented to the terms and conditions, then that's on the individual. But the US government have taken obviously quite a big stance on this one. Um, the the other big thing is now we're starting to see that the band bandwagon has already started to begin. So there are other countries now starting to jump on this bandwagon, and it's even been being discussed here in the UK and whether they may or may not ban TikTok. If you want to get involved in this conversation, by the way, guys, please leave your comments. I will be able to see them and I'll be able to get them to pop up on the screen. So do, if you at any point want to get in touch, just let us know. But yeah, how does the TikTok ban affect you if it goes ahead and if it happens? One of the biggest problems I find with TikTok, I don't use TikTok a fat lot anymore. I tried it for a while, didn't really work for my demographic. It probably does. I just probably wasn't using it right. I find YouTube is a better platform for me. But I think one of the things that is going to be a big issue for TikTok is if they lose that American market. Most of my followers, for example, are from the US when it comes to my music. So if I was all in on the TikTok game, I would basically lose all of my audience overnight. So it doesn't just affect the people who are using the app, it's going to affect the people that are actually putting content out. And then there's also the argument of there's thousands and thousands of people who have made entire businesses and incomes based around TikTok. So it's going to have a massive effect on a lot of people. And I'd just like to know from people, do you do most of your work on TikTok? Is it the most successful? Because I know a lot of artists have blown up on that platform. And obviously, it drives a lot of traffic to Spotify. That's another topic in itself, which we're going to talk about in another one. One of the couple of things that I found really difficult with TikTok compared to some of the other platforms was things like monetization and stuff. So I think it was more of an exposure platform than it ever was or ever is a sort of money-making platform. I think there's ways of making money from it. I don't think necessarily that's coming from views or music. But they've had problems now for a few weeks. First of all, we had the UMG debacle where UMG have stripped all of their music from the platform. Now there's just lots of videos of people silently dancing to nothing because the music has been stripped out of the videos, which I've got to admit is quite funny. And some people have actually started making some really cool memes around the whole dancing to no music thing. So I think that's pretty cool. Actually, I actually quite find that pretty funny. Some of the concerns are there's going to be other competitors that are going to create other apps now like this. But what it comes back to is how does it affect us as artists? I think this goes back to something that I've said. I've said this thousands of times to every artist I've ever worked with or every company that I've ever worked with. My background is marketing for commercial marketing, recruitment, and various other industries like that. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. If you've gone all the way in on that TikTok game and TikTok goes away like that, that's it. Your following's gone. You need to be spreading yourself across all of the platforms. It's really difficult. Like for myself, TikTok getting banned, it's not really a big deal. But I know some people who have put a lot of effort and a lot of time into it, and it's definitely going to be a big miss for them when, because it looks like it's probably, the president has already said that if he gets to his desk, he's going to sign it. Although President Trump, on the other hand, doesn't like the Meta monopoly. So he's kind of like, no, actually, I'm against this. We shouldn't be banning it. So it's still got a little bit of a way to go if it does get banned. But are you now going to start getting your followers from TikTok to start following you maybe on some other platforms? And are other platforms such as YouTube now and Instagram with reels and shorts, are they now doing a bit of this? Because they're like, now we've got that TikTok audience back. Everybody come here. The only thing I would say about YouTube, especially for long form content, which is something that TikTok are actually encouraging people to do, it would seem TikTok are now asking people to make horizontal, more long form videos, almost as though they're actually coming for YouTube or trying to. We saw Facebook try and do that with Facebook TV and Instagram TV. Never really worked. The big problem for me with TikTok is they just don't have the monetization bit down, like YouTube do. So that's why it's never been a platform that's really going to affect me, because it's not one that I've really used. The other problems that TikTok are going to have is a real big adverse effect in regards to people using the platform. If their favorite artists are suddenly disappearing from the platform, then they're going to just leave that platform and go and look elsewhere, wherever that artist is. They're going to go and find them somewhere else. So I'm really watching this with a lot of interest at the moment. Some sites that are really useful for you to maybe watch. In fact, let me just try and see if I can share my screen with you just now. There's a guy who's doing a lot of work on trying to bring all the latest news on this sort of stuff. His name's Curtis King. If you want to go and check out this guy's channel. So yeah, Curtis King. Let me just show you what his page looks like. Just 1 second, so you know who he is. Oh, there you go. So there's Curtis King. That's his channel, Curtis King TV. He does a lot of work for DIY artists, where he really pushes and promotes really great up-to-date news. I want to start doing that more and more over here in the UK, and how it affects us in the UK. We've got slightly different marketplaces. Things work a little bit different, but kind of the same. So, but he's someone who advocates for a lot of DIY artists and puts out loads of really cool information. So someone that I highly prescribe you subscribe to. I think it's a really good channel. But as I said, I'm really interested to find out from the people that follow my channel or follow anything that I do, how the TikTok potential ban might affect you, your business, your music brand, or whatnot, because it's going to be very difficult. I know there's a guy I follow called Nick D. He's a rapper and singer. Now, Nick D's an independent artist. He's got like over 4 million Spotify viewers. But he really sort of started it off with TikTok. Like he was brilliant at making these viral videos. He just got so good at it. You've probably seen his videos. He's the guy. In fact, I'm going to try and see if I can find one of them. Let me see if I can log on to to TikTok and see if I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find Nick D. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. It's just, yeah, you've probably seen this dude. He makes some really cool videos. But like his whole thing for like quite a while was making these super viral videos that went crazy. You've definitely seen these videos. I'm not logged in on my computer at the moment, but these videos here where he's let's see if we can, are we allowed to put the sound on? Will it let us do it? Let's see if it lets us put any.
I'm the pop punk guy.
How do you expect us to collab? Our styles are totally different.
Guys, you do your thing. You do your thing. I'll do my thing.
Whatever.
Okay?
All right.
I'm smiling, the wait is over, I see lightning, storm passing over, I want wifey.
It's so cool.
Casting over you, a light beam, a perfect supernova.
And that's what he's kind of famous for, these really cool trendy videos on that work really, really well on TikTok. Now he's already got such a big following that he's managed to carry a lot of that following over to YouTube and other platforms. But if you don't yet have that kind of size of a following, what are you going to do if all you've got currently is TikTok? Is there going to be now a mad surge of people trying to get people to head over to other platforms now, just in case this ban does come about? Like I say, guys, let me know in the comments. I'm just really interested to find out what everyone else's thoughts is on this. I was about to start sort of diving deep on TikTok, and I was going to start putting all of my content from YouTube into shorts, and I was going to put it all over onto TikTok. And now I'm kind of a little bit reluctant, because I'm like, what's the point in putting all that effort in if potentially most of my audience, which tend to be more US based, which I'm trying to change, UK people, help me out. But yeah, I'm going to kind of I'm holding fire at the moment. I don't know whether that's a good decision or not. But yeah, I've got a friend who makes guitar videos. He plays in a band with me, Andy. He's done a lot of work recently on growing his TikTok channel. Again, because of the style of music that he plays, he's probably going to have a lot of those viewers are going to be from the US. If they get banned, again, that's another good chunk of viewers that are going to get lost. And then there's always the caveat that we always copy everything that America do. So no doubt a bit further down the line, it'll get banned here too. And then what does that mean for other platforms? Is there going to be more scrutiny over what they're doing with our data? Because I'm pretty sure, like I said earlier in the video, not everyone is doing like perfect things with all of our data. I'm pretty sure they're all doing scrupulous things with it, or using it for their own financial benefits. Otherwise, they wouldn't be collecting it in the first place, would they? So I'm not sure where this goes now, but I am going to be keeping tabs on it, because there's a lot of interesting things going on in the music world at the moment. Not just TikTok. There's some crazy stuff going on with Spotify at the moment. I mean, wow, have I been following some really odd lawsuits in regards to Spotify? I'm going to make a separate video on that, because I have got a lot of information on that one that I want to sort of dive into. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of the TikTok situation. I think it's going to be pretty crap for a lot of people. I think it's going to ruin a lot of businesses. I think it's going to ruin a lot of artists' livelihoods who have built all of their following on that platform. So I feel bad for those people. And who now, since the whole COVID thing, who actually believes anything the governments tell us anymore? So they're saying it's because of national security, but is it? Do we know that for sure? Like, do we know? Who knows? Maybe ByteDance will sell TikTok and TikTok will continue under a different guise or with new owners. But it does seem as though America are pushing for this. It's all over the news at the moment. And with them losing UMG as a music, which is a big thing for that platform as well, they've had a really bad few months, TikTok. And I can only see getting more of a struggle. Somebody said, I don't know if this figure is correct, that if someone was to buy TikTok, it costs something like 60 billion. That can't be right, surely. How much is TikTok worth? $66 billion. They reckon it's worth. Wow. So someone with extremely deep pockets is going to have to buy TikTok. That is a crazy sum of money. Wow. That is a lot of money. I don't even think X was bought for that much, or Twitter, whatever it's called. How much was that bought for? I'm not even sure. I can't remember what it paid for it. 57. Oh, it was like 57. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, these social media platforms are very expensive to buy. I won't be buying one anytime soon. All right. I'm going to shoot off now. I'm going to keep this short, but I just wanted to jump on and see what everyone else thought about this situation. It's a bit of a mad one, to be fair. And like I say, how does it affect you? I want to know in the comment section. Are you going to be switching over to other platforms? Are you going to be sending your audience over to other platforms just in case? And are you going to be putting in just as much effort as you have been in the result of it potentially getting banned? Or are you going to maybe start splitting your attention across more platforms? Let me know in the comment section. Hit me up, like, subscribe to the channel. I've got a guest coming on the show on Monday. He's going to be talking to us about setting up a festival and an event for the first time, something he's never done before, but he's done an amazing job. It's going to be a brilliant event. There's going to be a lot of people there, some famous people. It's going to be really, really cool. He's going to talk to us about setting that up and how difficult it is. So if you're thinking of doing the same kind of thing in the future, that's probably a good one to come and listen to. I'll check you again real soon. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go to the outro.